G'day guys, we're back on part 2 of the engine build. Today we're going to be finalising the assembly, completing it all. This is what we've got so far. I've just pre-cleaned all of the cylinder head because, like I said in my other previous videos, that there's little metal shavings that the machine shop always leaves over. Even the guy was, straight up, he said, look man, give it a clean before you assemble it. We tried to clean up most of it, but sometimes there's still some metal shavings left, and lo and behold there was. So I'll insert the clip here where I show you guys the swath. Also have some Kelford cams to go in. So those cams are Kelford 218As. I didn't want to get the 218Bs because it shifts the power curve too far up, and yeah, you don't want to rev Barras too much. Well, I personally don't, unless you go billet bottom end, like billet crank and everything. And also where I wanted the power and my power goals. I think the 218B says it's the horsepower starts from 700 horsepower, so I'm on the borderline of that. I'll be like 650, 600. So yeah, I just went 218As. It's still going to be an improvement, and yeah, that's what I was happy with. So I'm just doing the oil pump before I put the sump on. This is the OEM pump gears, and this is the old ones I had. I'm not going to show what brand it is, but these are meant to be billet as well. And then this is the atomic one, so you'll see why I went atomic over this. So guys, this is the OEM pump gear. Now everyone does the clearances actually on the pump, but no one checks this. So this is OEM. So you see that gap there, that movement. I could get a feeler gauge and show you, but the reason I'm not going to show you is stay tuned and you'll see why. This is another brand of a billet pump gear. So see that gap there? So it's pretty much on par with the OEM one with the movement. And this is the atomic. I'm not even joking, that's it. Bugger all movement in that. That's why you go atomic over these ones. Well, especially over OEM, but over other brands, because this is going to be more reliable at high RPMs. You're not going to get inconsistent oil pressures. I started by zapping out the old bolts with this new Milwaukee tool. So we've got the old bolts out. Now it's time to put the new bolts in and the girdle on top. First, you cannot forget to put the windies tray on, then oil your bolts, and I've torqued them down in the sequence that Ford wants you to. After doing the windies tray, do not forget to do the oil filter. There is one thread on top of one of the bolts. Alright, the bottom end is nearly fully assembled. So I've just put the pickup, as you guys can see, so that's nice and snug. I'm not going to tighten these up. Alright guys, I am currently editing this video, and yes, you do tighten those bolts. I literally had like a moment that day, wasn't even thinking, was just like, let's get this motor done, and I was just worried about filming, etc. Didn't even think, I can't even get to those bloody bolts. So I literally tightened the whole sump. I'm not going to bore you guys with the video, but I literally tightened the whole sump down, did all the silicone, and then looked at the motor and went, that's not going to work. And I pulled it all apart and had to clean everything back up. So save you guys the pain. I did that. Don't be stupid like me. And tighten those bolts. Install the pump properly. Do the pump first. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Because I only put this on the other day. I haven't mentioned. I test fitted the Kelford cams and assembled the motor and timed it and put Play-Doh in between the piston and the valves, and you got to turn around twice, and the reason for that is just checking the clearances, because I am going a bigger cam. I know it's only mild, but I thought I'll just do it because if I built the motor, every time I drive it, I would have that in the back of my mind that I didn't check it and I don't know. So I just did it anyway, and it was well in spec. It's all perfect, so I did that. But yeah, so I had to put the oil pump on for that. But this is the NA oil pump that's not done up or anything. I'm going to be reassembling the other oil pump somewhere over there later on in the video. So I'm just doing the oil pump gears. And I've just bought the Plasman spring, so that's a difference between the two. So this is more higher pressure. So I'm gonna install this and I'll get back to you once the pump is installed. So I've just put some sealer on just the outlet pipe and the timing chain feed. That's what the atomics say to do. So I'm just gonna let it cure a little bit so it doesn't squirt out as much, so it actually just makes like a seal. So, and then I'll be putting it on here. So I've already cleaned up here, ready to go. Alrighty, so I've got the pump installed. That's all ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and put the sump on. I've gone ahead and the other day I painted this sump. So I've got a new gasket. This type of sump has the cutout like this. The other sumps you put a bit of silicone on, I believe. So I've got this type of sump, so we're just going to whack this on and then we're going to put it in to the motor. But before we do that, I need to put a bead of silicone here and on the other side. Alright, so we've got the sump all done. So just going to go ahead and flip it over and get started on the head. Alright, so the head studs are in, all ready to go. Just going to do a final clean on the deck here to get rid of any excess lubricant, etc. And I'm going to do the same on the head before I install it. Then we'll just put the head gasket on and slip the head on. Alright, the head's been finally cleaned. The block's all done. Going to get the head gasket and we're going to install it. Head is on, so next is the washers and the bolts. Alright guys, it's getting late, but I'm determined to get this thing finished. I'm trying to beat the darkness. But we've got all the heads torqued down, as you guys saw. So the next thing is camshafts to be installed and to time up the motor. So I don't know if you guys have a keen eye, but I did mark this at top dead center. So the piston's right at the top. So just be timing this in. So we'll go ahead and do this. I'm just going to do a time lapse. Well, it's late, it's been a few hours and I've just been cracking on with it. I've got the cylinder head all torqued down, timed up, and now I'm just doing the sump, retensioning it, and I'm doing the cross bolts for the bottom end. Alright guys, it's the following day and this is what we got up to last night. I didn't really film much because it was getting real late and I just needed to get this done and pack my garage back away. But this is it. That's what we've got up to so far. So everything's all timed up, the head's all together. I did have an issue. This bolt here is not grabbing. Without this on the guide or whatever you want to call it, it works fine, but with this it doesn't. And I realized that whoever had this head before has damaged a bit of the thread, so I had to order a longer bolt. So I've just put that in there for now, but I will have to come address that later on and just put a longer bolt in there. and I know that will grab because I torqued down the head without this on, and it grabs. So it's just a little bit of the thread where it grabs onto is just damaged. So yeah, we're just going to put on the timing cover today and just kind of finalize everything. I don't have a nice rocker cover yet. I've just got the just the silver one over there. We're just going to put on for now so it doesn't get any dust. And yeah, and then we'll be done. Alright, so we got the timing cover on. I haven't fully torqued down all the bolts yet because with the sealant you need to wait an hour for it to set and then torque it down. So I've just nipped it up and it's all spread out nice and evenly all the way around. So the next thing would be after that is just torque it down, and I'll probably go around and clean up these edges once it's dried. Or I'll leave it, I'm not too sure yet. Alright, I got the water pump on. The gasket was a bit of a headache, it only goes one way. I wasn't going to run it, I went to put it on, I was like, nah, it's going to bite me in the ass later on, so I took it back off. But I didn't realize the camera SD card got full, so it doesn't even tell me, so it probably didn't get that part. But I got my old pump and I just basically looked at the shape and got it to line up here, and I was like, oh, it actually does work. So yeah, if you guys are doing it, it only goes on one way, like you have to just keep rotating until it lines up perfectly. I'm still waiting for this to dry. So I'm just doing all the little small jobs, like I'm gonna get these sensors in. I'll probably go to the shops and get an oil filter. I've got a new sump bolt to go in. That's why I didn't really care, I just painted over this one. This one was a bit, yeah, someone's had a go at it a couple of times. Yeah, so basically just checking over the motor and just seeing what else is left to do. But basically it's ready to go into the car. I've got to do the rear main seal, but I'll do that just before I pop it in the car, because when I get on the engine crane and get it off this bracket, I'll be able to get access to that a lot easier. I'll go ahead and put the other little bits and bobs on, and then it should be done. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. It's all done. Don't worry about the rocker cover, that'll be painted by the time it gets into the car. But look at this, it's looking real good. Keen with the process. Got to clean up some bits and bobs on it because I've just got dirty hands. But yeah, keen to see this go back in the car. On the next video, this is going to be going back into the car. And then fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong with it. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.